Good afternoon guys. As you can see, if you've been following me for a while, I got one of these guys. In the past here, we're updating some power. So there's 4 120 AC output, and there's a camper plug with a 30 amp and a USB here, and I charge this up. You got 12 volt 10 amp here, you got 48 volt 8 amp here, and simple one. It's all charged up. So this is a 200 ACL. It's a 2400 watt inverter. It's got a 2048 watt hour battery in it. And the BLUETTI, these are fairly heavy. It's running about 69 pounds. But I have an addition, so I have to show you a little, and we are upgrading some power, and BLUETTI is giving me a hand to do that. So we are going to show you what we have here. Here we go. We have a B300K expandable battery here that we are going to connect up with the AC200L. Now these batteries also connect up with the AC200 Max, and they also connect up with the AC300s and the AC500s. This battery has 2764 watt hours. So it's the B300K series. It's out new. It has a lot of features, a little different than some of the others. This battery cannot be charged with a solar panel by itself. It has to be charged through the BLUETTI, and they just have one USB port on it here, a USB-A 12 watt port. You can plug something in there to charge it up. Now, one thing that the AC200 comes with the expansion cable on this side. So if you're stacking them up, you can't just hook your cable down like this, like you can with the 300 series or the 500 series, because the connection is on the opposite end. The B300K, they're on this end, so you can connect. We got 2 ports here. One is to connect one, and one is to connect the other. Now, there's indicator lights here, and there's a real heavy-duty cable. Of course, these cables are a little bit on the stiff side. I'm going to be mounting. I'm going to be mounting it, and it will be mounted like this, side by side, so that I have 2 different shelves. It's going to run across. So, making sure you're plugging your cables in properly. I had it charged up, so I have my AC cable plugged in there. Sorry, you can see a little bit here, but they have the hole there for your cable. It's pretty easy the way it has to go in. Clip it in, and there's a little lock. There's a little lock on top of the cable so that it locks in. So now you kind of have to close up. I have to make a little curl in the cable, and once I have it on the shelf, I'll be able to do it a little different, just to take up a little room. It's just the cable's quite stiff, so we just now this one, it shows, and there goes straight up and down. This is on the top. Now this one here, you actually have to turn the cable around, and it goes in, and locks in sideways. So this is going to give me just about 5,000 watt hours with the 2 of them hooked together. So we're going to get this all hooked up back. You know where, if you've been following me, you know where I have my temporary battery room and inverters and all that good stuff in there. I'm going to be changing some things around. You see, we're building a porch, and we're going to organize it. We're going to get things done a little different. But so the AC200L and the B300K is going to give me a lot of battery storage. The B300K here has light indicator on it to show you whether what the power is. There's 5 indicators here, and when they're all lit up, we're at 100%, and then it drops slowly down, down, down. 20% you'll have one light left on. So just hooked it up, turned it on, so it'll balance out here a little bit. And we're going to get it put in the back and we're going to run it. I want to see what we can actually run for time with just the BLUETTI AC200L. I'm getting a burner run all night and all day and all night on really cloudy days, next to no power coming in. I've had it hooked up to solar panel, so it's coming in and charging that way, and I can use it, and then I can keep it hooked and run straight to generator. So if it's a little too low, I can go start my generator and charge it up. So we'll get it all put away. We're going to use it for a few days. We're going to see how it holds up with power, how it's lasting, and see if we can get more than a couple of days, and we'll get back to you. So I have a shelf in here, and I have my other battery supply down here, but I have that rigged up, and here I have cables to solar panel that I leave hooked up all the time, and the expansion battery is hooked up and it's over here. So when it's plugged in, of course the lights are on back there, but we've been using this for a couple of weeks and it's been doing pretty good. And so there we're still running at 60% with a whole day and a whole night of going at it. So this power that this B300K battery has is, you know, over and above by 700 watt hours more than what the BLUETTI AC200L has. And so with the AC200L, I can hook up 2 expansion batteries to it. So we're just trying one out right now. I mean, I'm trying to build a system for my house so that I'm going to be not short on power at all, hook to the solar panels, and try and get through 3 or 4 cloudy days. In December, January, we get quite often 3 or 4 or 5 days, and so not having to start a generator going to make a big difference. So charging them both up with the generator. So I have my plug coming up here. So I have a plug here on the wall, and that goes to my generator. So I can run that straight in, turn that on, and it takes about 3 hours. I had it down to 6% at one point, and it takes about 3 hours or a little over 3 hours to completely charge it right up. Then you're good for another 2 or 3 days. So it's been working out not too bad, but we did have a couple of cloudy, snowy days, plus you go through the night, and our daytime, we only get 3 or 4 hours of sunshine at best, so you don't get a lot of charging. It just, this expansion battery is going to make a big difference. So it's got its own little fan in there and stuff, and it'll shut down the UPS systems. So you're plugged in here, you're plugged in if you want it as a unit for just backup power at your house, or using sleep apnea machines, oxygen machines, anything like that. It all the power is plugged into the AC200L, and if the power should get cut off, well, then you still have, you know, quite a time with power. So, you know, power outages could last 2 days, could last 2 weeks. Of course, if you don't have a generator, you're not going to last 2 weeks, but yeah, so far it's just doing pretty good. We're going to give it a couple more days, and if there's any little tips and tricks that I'm going to follow along and try and just see what happens, see how it works for me, and we will give you guys a true review and let you know if there's any problems, issues, or how long we can actually run on it. So far so good. We got, you know, day and a half, 2 days gone, and we still have 60% in that battery, so we're doing good so far. And we're running a full size refrigerator, we're running internet, we're running 7 cubic foot deep freeze and things like that, so it is getting used quite a bit. We'll catch you in a little bit. Well, it's working pretty good. So this B300K has been working really good. We've run it a few more days. We're sorry the lighting back here, but so we've got the book here on the left. You see with 200 AC200L and 1 battery hooked up, we have 48 13 watt hours If I was to hook 2 up, would give me 75, 77. I'm thinking in the cold, dark months, I'm probably going to need maybe even a little closer to 9 or 10,000 watts to run me for 3 or 4 days, but this has been going really well. There's no shortage right now, but there's a few little things here. There's a very good diagram. It's laid out pretty good. Specifics of the battery is modeled the 300K or the B300K series. The battery capacity is 2764 watt hours, and the battery type is LFP, lithium. That's the net weight is 25.9 kg, so they're fairly heavy duty. The battery weighs just about as much as the AC200L, and it's got over temperature protections, discharging protections. Gives you a lot of information on what it can do for max input, max output, your current charging, stuff like that. Very well laid out. Then if there is some trouble with it, there is some troubleshooting. There's a page here, frequently asked questions, that a lot of people ask, I guess. Here where my thumb is, there's a bunch of different indicators. The light will flash if you have low voltage or low high temperature, pre-charge failures, short circuits, anything like that, and they will give you an indicator. Now I do have them way back here. You see all the lights are on. There's actually only 4 on right now, so the battery's down. It's at 80%, but nothing blinking. So these show if you have blinking lights, you have problems somewhere. So go to your manual. It's laid out very well. And again, if you're hooking up and need more power than what the AC can put out, BLUETTI does have the AC300, and they have the AC500, which you can connect more batteries to. As you can see in the diagrams here, they have you can stack them up, and you can get the equivalent of up to 16, 588. So that's with the 500 series and all the batteries hooked up. So it does give you a lot of different options if you want a bigger system. This is what they sent me to do some reviewing with, so I've been working it, and it's been doing not too bad so far. I have had to start the generator a couple of times, charge it up. We've been kind of hoping on the solar, and the solar input has been really good. Had a couple of days, in 4.5 hours, it actually topped it back up from, if it's 70% in the morning, it'll top it right back up to full again with the solar I was bringing in. So we're just hoping that if we can keep some solar and stuff, but if we do have cloudy days, I was going to show you earlier just the AC200 and the height of it. You see it's fairly tall. Now if you look at the shelf here and see how tall the battery actually is, it's quite a bit lower. It has more capacity in the battery than what the AC200L does, but it doesn't have the inverters and stuff like that. So they're trying to keep the price down, make them affordable, and the only thing is one USB port on the battery that you can charge things from. Otherwise, that is basically just a battery. So you have your through power works on it, that kind of thing, but you cannot charge it directly from the wall or your AC, and you cannot charge it directly from your solar panels. It has to be charged through a power unit. And again, if you have different models, for instance, the AC200L or the 200L does good, the 200 Max, you can hook the 300K to it. You cannot on the smaller ones, on the AC180s. I don't believe they come with expansion batteries at all, or at least you can't hook these up to it. This cable, the big heavy cable, comes with every battery that you order. You get an expansion cable with it. If you order your unit, you get a charging cable with it. This has the AC charging cable. It has your PV solar charging cables, and so it's just small cables. They run in here. They're small wires and just hooked up. Looks like I have a lot of wires here, but I do have another inverter up here. And so it's just good to have the little extra backup power just in case. And so this machine has been running very well for me so far. I'm just hoping that I don't have to use a generator a whole bunch. So I may have to look at a bigger unit that I can hook more batteries to it, because if this shuts down and needs rebooted when power comes back on and there's no one here to reboot it, then that's not going to work. I need to trust in my other batteries. If they get too low and my inverter just tries to pull power and can't get enough, it will automatically wait, and as soon as there is enough power, it will keep trying until it has enough power, and it'll charge up. So I can leave it for a month and not worry about my freezer thawing out or anything. So I have to get enough power pulling before I can trust the system to leave it. So we'll see how this goes for now, and we'll either add to it, or we may have to get a different unit that gives me a little more watt hours for storage, and go from there. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the review, and I'll probably put a little clip along the way here, another month or so it runs, and I'll probably throw a little clip in there just to let you guys know how it's working for me. So if you enjoyed the review, we'll catch you all later.